Just bear with me 1 second, people. Let's hope we do have we do have to stream up, that's okay. Okay guys, good evening and welcome to the Eldar Sim Gr3 Jtcc, brought to you by PJ Parcels. I hope you guys can hear me, and yes, we are here at the beautiful and exciting and exhilarating Laguna. Good evening, good afternoon or good morning, and welcome to the stream guys. It is Monday. Feels like it's been a while since we've commentated, but obviously last week at Dragon Tail Gardens was very interesting and probably very exciting and close for comfort, with Craig Thomas taking another third victory of the season. And rumour has it he has actually made it on the grid this evening. He was looking likely he was going to miss this evening, but it is looking likely there is going to be probably a handful of cars and probably a few bits and pieces. Obviously I'm going to go through the points very shortly, very quickly, before we get qualifying underway. Qualifying will last for 10 minutes, and then it will be a 50-minute race where they will have to change from softs, mediums or hards, depending on what compound they start on. But they will have to change within a 10-minute time frame on potentially each stint, but it is going to be very interesting. So what do we have this evening, and who do we have out on track? Nate Fletch just gets it wrong out of turn number 3 there. So Craig Thomas leads the way on 151. His cousin Lee Fitzy is on 147, so he's 4 points behind, which is kind of going to be a family affair battle, which is going to be very interesting to see exactly what happens. Then you have Adam Morgan, which is ghosted at the moment. I believe he's currently just in the process of sorting. He's on 137, so he's about 14 points back. Adam has had a win, I believe, already this season, but correct me if I'm wrong. But Chris Wheatley, aka he's here, he's on 115. Then you have Brian Moncani, that's just entered the lobby. He's on 108, so the NSX is in 5th place, trying to chase down VGT and the trio of Supras. Then you have Stu Shelton, currently 2nd in practice at the moment, but he's 6th in the table on 102. Then you have Dean Atkinson, that is in the Soul Lexus, the Lexus RCF, the only Lexus in the field. He's on 90. Then you have the host for the evening, none other than Brian Ross, on 80 points in the Claret & Blue Supra, which, fair play, you know. He's on 80. Let's wait for the next table. Next bit of the table to load up. And then this is where it gets really interesting. You have Dan Cope, that's currently 6th fastest in testing, on 60 points. He's looking for potentially some more momentum now in that VGT. They have Bruno Batika, who is on 52. Then you have Nathan John on 46. Then you have Nathan Rumbout. I believe Nathan Rumbout is actually missing this evening due to work commitments, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know, work comes first in the game. Then you have Steve Stones. I believe Steve Stones has actually changed his livery for this evening, which is looking kind of different to what we saw last time out. So he's 13th on 30 points. Then you have Neil Hall. Sadly, Neil Hall isn't returning to the series. He's on 16. Then you have Duarte on 14. I believe that's Fast Portuguese is Duarte, and then Oliveira on 12, which would be, I believe it is this guy in the NSX. No, it's not. Duarte is in the NSX. I do apologise. And Oliveira is in the VGT. So it is going to be very close and probably exciting and probably action-packed here at Laguna Seca. It's infamous for its corkscrew bend, which Fast Portuguese and Nate Fletch are currently heading up to. The corkscrew itself is blind on entry as well as exit, and it will be fantastic to see a gaggle of cars. I believe at the moment, the way we're looking, we do have 13 cars this evening, which isn't a really big issue, because at the start of the day it looked like there was only going to be not many, but it's good to see that we've got near enough a full grid yet again this evening. So yes, it is the one and only Hoppers in the commentary box as per usual for the JTCC, the Gr3 class. If you like what you see here, guys, I believe there will be a replay or rerun or relive post-race GR2s. The GR2s are at Le Mans this evening, so there's, unfortunately, due to Darren Baldwin's commitment, aka Ardell4 Gaming, he's got other commitments this evening, so he won't be doing commentary this evening for the GR2s at Le Mans. But, you know, wish everyone all the best. And yes, as of Friday, ESR kicks off the 3 brand new leagues. You have the GT3 GT Challenge, I think it's called, if I remember rightly, and then you have obviously the World Supercars. That is a GR4 specification, so cars down from this division obviously will be racing, as well as a new look Tier 3, which is the Toyota Yaris GR, which looks a fabulous car. And yes, that all kicks off on Friday, and it will be very interesting and probably close, entertaining racing as we see in any other Elder racing. I believe we do have the final round of the Manufacturer Cup, or the Manu Cup as it likes to be known. That is on Wednesday, so that will be probably very close and probably exhilarating as the evening goes on with that. And then obviously, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we will have the return of Season 2 of the Peugeot 208 GTI Cup, which should be hopefully in the next couple of weeks on a Tuesday evening. It should be probably very close and probably exaggerating as much as most people want to get out of the cars around here as well. But yes, there is a lot to look forward to within the Elder racing in the next couple of weeks, and maybe the next couple of months, who knows. If you'd like to join, guys, do check us out on Facebook. We are also on Instagram, and we are also in, well, not in, but on Twitter. So we do have 10 minutes until qualifying, which is going to be very close. so we do have Craig Thomas, championship leader, only by 4 points at the moment. He's changed his rims again to red. I think he likes changing the style of his rims, which, can you blame him? He's championship leader, so he's made it out onto the grid this evening, which is very good to see. So yes, guys, grab a drink and grab something to eat, and also sit back and enjoy the stream. There is a lot for Eldar Racing. It is one of the decent groups to have in the sim racing world. Don't get me wrong, there is loads, but Eldar is quite unique, and you know, there is a lot of drivers that do enjoy the racing here. Obviously, don't get me wrong, you know, doing commentary myself, it has been kind of different than racing. I only raced one season within the Eldar Jtcc when it was the BMWs for one season, and then yes, I jumped into the commentary box. So yes, the comments box is where you see me most nights, and if I jump in a race, it does tend to be a bit difficult. But yes, it will be very interesting to see what will happen. We do have quite a few people just going out onto testing. Excuse me. Oh, we do have. I don't know whether Steve Stones is in the VGT or the Supra. But at the moment, there is there's only a few cars out on track. Adam Morgan's lost it going out of the final turn. I will try and get the track map up so I try and remember the turns, but it kind of looks at the moment that we do have Fast Portuguese has gone from a yellow to a white VGT this evening, should I say. So it will be probably close as you like. Obviously, if you're interested in racing with us, guys, do let us know. Obviously, if you're interested. There you go. Voice is heard on the stream. That's good. Do apologise. I was just making sure I was heard. But yeah, if you're interested in joining Eldar, guys, please make sure that you find us on Facebook, and then one of the admin team will get in contact with you regarding your racing. We are obviously close to, I believe at the moment, the way it is looking for YouTube. So if you like the stream, guys, do give it a like and do subscribe as well. Just subscribe. We're actually near enough at 140 likes. Well, 140 subscribers, should I say, on the YouTube channel. It would be nice if we did reach 140 before we start on Friday for the New Look Championships, should I say. And it could be, like, you know, anything could happen. We do have the VGT versus, oh, the two guys actually have a bit of contact there. Luckily, it is only testing, but I think Fast Portuguese caught out Duarte there. So it does look like it is going to be probably enthralling and probably hot and fierce racing this evening. It could be how close anyone can get. You know, we do have quite some astounding racers. Craig Thomas, just looking at him now, going up towards the corkscrew. It looks like at the moment that Craig does have that advantage he's trying to eke out, because not only are we here at Laguna, but there is 2 rounds left of the championship after this evening. We do have, just going into, just having a quick look, yeah, so it's GT Supercars. I do apologise, it is not GT Challenge that I said it was a moment ago. But the Gr3s, we do have Laguna Seca, then we go to Alsace on the village circuit, which is going to be probably one of the most daunting tracks, because yes, it's a street circuit and it probably will be close. And then we round up at Circuit de San Croix. So San Croix does jump into the calendar, and that will be the last round. So we do have tonight and then Alsace and then San Croix to round up the championship. And don't get me wrong guys, the championship has been enthralling, it has been exhilarating, and it has been probably very very interesting from day one, where we started off at Dragon Trail on the seaside circuit. You know, it did look like there was a lot of punishment for the tyres. You know, tyres do wear, the fuel does wear. I believe some of the guys nearly have run out of fuel on the last lap, because the not only is it 50 minutes of a race, but it can be close as you'd like. It does look like that. Looks like obviously the GR2s that are the GT 500 specification Skylines and NSX, and I believe they are, and also the Lexus. Yeah, I forgot what other car there was. The Lexus RCF GR2. They are also going to be racing at Alsace and San Croix for the last 2 meetings of this season. So, you know, it will be very close, and it can be probably interesting to see exactly what these guys will do. I know for a fact there is quite a bit of interest. Who's that spinning off at the end of the lap? But yes, there is a couple of interest. Just looking at Steve Stone's VGT, black and yellow this evening. It looks kind of nice. Obviously there is a lot of interest. Obviously, don't get me wrong guys, you have to follow livery requirements. You do have to have Eldar Sim Racing logo, and also you do have to have certain sponsors, so either Idle for Gaming, which is Darren Baldwin's YouTube channel, so go and check his YouTube out and do subscribe to him. I'm sure he will appreciate the massive following he will get. He does commentary, he does quite a substantial amount of commentary, don't get me wrong, but his commentary is very decent. Then you have the Hoppers Motorsport Vlogs logo. There is either 1 or 2 options, I believe, from now on. We are proudly sponsoring the Toyota Yaris Championship as of Friday, and also the PJ Parcels, which proudly sponsor the GR2s as well as the GR3s for this evening. So without each and every sponsor, we wouldn't be racing, and we wouldn't be also giving you guys live and exclusive action. So yes, there is a lot to take in. It's too early to take a prediction for this evening, but qualifying will be starting in around a couple of minutes time, or a couple of seconds time, because we are getting ready for qualifying for round number 6 of the GT3, the GR3 Jtcc, brought to you by Eldar Sim and proudly sponsored by PJ Parcels. So thank you guys for supporting us. It is going to be very amazing to see exactly what we can do this evening. Obviously, yes, I used to race myself. Sadly, I no longer race. due to now jumping into the commentary booth, and it will be close as you like. There is going to be probably some hot and action-packed racing this evening around here at Laguna Seca. So it looks like Duarte there has got the NSX a bit crossed up going out of the corkscrew. So the corkscrew is, as I say, it's one of the narrowest corners here, but we do have some very interesting, and 10 minutes of qualifying may seem like it's a long lap, well, a long time, but it isn't. The 50-minute races are where it gets you, because you've got to pick your strategies at the right moment, especially with now the new pit stop duration, as Stu goes off at the corkscrew as he spins it into the barrier there, which kind of got it loose after coming off on the gravels. So there's quite a few guys. Craig Thomas there just obviously waiting patiently for qualifying to begin. So yeah guys, who do you think's going to win this evening, or who do you think's going to get pole position? It'll be very interesting to see what will happen. But we do have a few things ongoing. So I believe there is a stream for the Eldar Sim GR2s. So I believe Nick is going to be doing it from his point of view. So we do have 10 minutes of qualifying here at Laguna, and most of the field look like they are going to be heading, some are heading on softs and some are on mediums. So that's going to be very interesting come the start of the race. So you've got Steve Stone and you've got Dan Cope still in pit lane. I believe some of them do stay in pit lane just for a bit, just so traffic does fan out. But yes, it is going to be close round here, because we do have a lot of undulations, and probably some drivers want to emulate what they have had throughout previous sessions. We've got Dean Atkinson in that beautifully green and grey Lexus RCF that was easily going to be pushed on for quite some time for him. You know, he's obviously tried to get a podium, he's tried to push that Lexus to that absolute limit. Then you have Brian Ross under threat from Lee Fitzy at the moment. This is only qualifying, but they are about to start their flying laps. I believe Steve Stone is still in pit lane, so that's going to be probably very close to see what he can do. I believe some of the guys will jump into pit lane because they want to change onto probably the soft tyres, but they don't always have to start on the soft. They can start on the mediums, they can start on the hards, as long as they get the 10-minute gap, 10-minute window for each tyre compound, and then obviously once they've used the compounds for at least 10 minutes, they can go for, well, each 10 minutes they can now go for any compound after that. And obviously fuel will come into a factor, because fuel is paramount. You've got Brian Moncani will go on board with Brian in the NSX, the beautifully coloured NSX. You know, don't get me wrong, he got driver of the day at Kyoto along with Bruno Batica. Bruno did very well, and obviously Brian both got driver of the day purely because Brian got his pit stop strategies kind of nailed, and then obviously Bruno with his stellar drives. But The NSXs did struggle at Dragon Trail Gardens last week. So we've got Lee Fitzy about to cross the line, set the benchmark. What is he going to do? He does a 1 minute 22.337. Brian Ross up into second. Well, he was up in second. He's now dropped down to third. Craig Thomas with a 1:22.326. So Lee Fitzy's cousin gets pipped, but by Chris Wheatley at the moment in the VGT with a 1:21.998. Fast Portuguese at the moment though is 7th with a 1:27.8. Adam Morgan with a 1:26.7. I believe Duarte with a 1:25.5, Brian Moncani with a 1:24.6, Brian Ross, as I said, with a 1:22.6 at the moment. Oh, Adam Morgan's gone off up towards the Rahal Straight there. Fast Portuguese, as I say, with 1:27.8, Bruno Batica with 1:27.6. And then Nate Fletch with a 1:28.0, Stu Shelton with 1:25.8, Dean Atkinson with 1:53.2, Lee Fitzy already on provisional pole position with a 1:21.9, Craig Thomas with a 1:22.1, Brian Moncani with a 1:24.5, and Duarte with a 1:24.6. Dan Cope at the moment suffering at the moment, I believe, with a 1:45.9. Fast Portuguese with a 1:23.8. Bruno Patica with 1:23.5. Nate Fletcher with 1:23.6. Stu Shelton with 1:27.8. So there is kind of some cars that have pushed themselves up into the guys that were running further back at the moment, that were pushed themselves up. Dean Atkinson with a 1:24.9, which has pushed him, funny enough, pushed him up into 10th. So that's not bad at the moment with that Lexus RCF with 4.5 minutes to go in qualifying. It is going to be probably action-packed and probably will be close as you like. Stu Schultz, Steve Stones with a 1:33.5. At the moment he is down in, where is he at the moment? He's down in 13th. Dan Cope sadly at the moment at the rear of the field. Brian Moncani with a 1 minute 22.3 dead. That's very close. That has put him up into 4th. So that is going to be a faster lap for the Belgian with 4 minutes to go. Always drifting out of turn number 3 there. He's obviously going to be wanting a massive charge. Bruno Batica with a 1:22.4. Nate Fletch with 1:22.7. So that's put him 7th fastest at the moment. Stu Shelton up into 8th with a 1:23.1. So that is going to be close for the Super driver. He's got to be careful. Dean Atkinson actually now pushes himself up into 6th fastest with a 1:22.059. Dan Cope up into, at the moment though, where is he? 5th fastest. Oh, that's very interesting. With a 1:22.2. Steve Stones with a 1:24.7. So it is very interesting. Dan Cope at the moment though has fired himself up into 5th. So it's going to be very interesting. What's Chris Wheatley going to do here? Crosses the line now. Goes at a 1:21.658, which puts him on provisional pole position with 2.5 minutes to go. This could be very close indeed. But at the moment the VGT from the Supra, and another Supra, and then a VGT. Dan Cope gets it crossed up going out of the corkscrew. Stu Shelton now up into 5th with a 122.2. So that is a Supra. Dean Atkinson now 5th. Oh, times are changing with 2 minutes to go. Dean Atkinson with 1 minute 22.220. So this is going to be very interesting. The Lexus of Dean Atkinson already pushing on quite a bit. So it is going to be close. Dan Cope's lost it yet again out the final turn, unfortunately. Brian Moncani doing an absolute stellar job at the moment, trying to keep it together. Bruno Batica also in 9th. Brian Ross 10th at the moment. Nate Fletch in 11th. Fast Portuguese sitting out the rest of the session, I believe. Duarte with 13th, and then Steve Stones sadly in 14th in the VGT at the moment. But at the moment, the way things are looking with a minute to go, it looks like Chris Wheatley is going to be the provisional pole position winner with that VGT. But Craig Thomas goes even faster with a 121.347. So the VGT gets knocked down a place with 37 seconds remaining. So Craig Thomas here on an absolute flyer. The championship leader wants to try and end this series on a high. I was talking to him during the week, last week after his win at Dragon Trails, and he was like, he wants to try and win this championship. You know, he's trying to gun for it. You know, he's had multiple success in various other categories, but to do it in a, oh, he goes wide up onto the rail straight there. That will put a dent to his time, but qualifying now has finished. But anyone that's on there flying up now will easily do very well. Lee Fitzy just manages to cross the line and start his final lap. He runs a bit wide though. Adam Morgan also trying to push on his fourth fastest at the moment. Bruno Batica now actually 4th fastest, brings himself up into 4th with a 122.046. Stellar drive there. Stu Shelton into 6th. But it is looking likely at the moment Craig Thomas will get pole position. Bar in mind, no one else that is on their final lap will then go here. 8th fastest at the moment in that VGT. Pushing on, he's got a penalty, he's got 5/10 penalty there. No, oh, he's lost it. Brian Moncani sadly in 9th. Brian Ross actually on his final lap. So it does look like, excuse me, Steve Stones there. So looks like, bar in mind, no one beats Craig's time. Craig will be on pole position for our 6th race of the season. He's probably going to be gunning for another 4th race as qualifying now has ended. So we are going to be looking forward to a very close race, and we will get ready. So we do have Craig Thomas from Chris Wheatley, followed by Lee Fitzy, and of course if we can, it's a bit unfortunate, but we'll go on board with Chris Wheatley for the start. We're about to get the green light to come on any moment or go out as we get ready for round number 6 of the PJ Parcels. Oh, it looks like there's been contact already off the line. Bruno Batica trying to pull alongside Chris Wheatley for 1st place going into Andretti. And it looks like Lee Fitzy and Craig Thomas there are already up into A bit of an interchanging battle. Dan Cope up into 5th. Was that a decent start? Let's have a look. I can't see that because I caught the end of that. I do apologise, guys. So Dan Cope up into 5th. Well, it looks like Bruno Batica is under threat from Lee Fitzy at the moment, trying to go on the outside into that turn there. Bruno Batica slots back into 3rd. We'll see what's happening further back. Adam Morgan in 6th, followed by Stu Shelton and Dean Atkinson, followed by Fast Portuguese Nate Fletch and Duarte, and of course Brian Ross and Steve Stones. Brian Montgani though, fortunately 14th, so he's had a bit of a nightmare. Craig Thomas now up into 3rd, Dan Cope up into 4th, with that penalty hanging over him. It looks, oh, someone's got off there. Who was that? Fast Portuguese goes off, rejoins in front of Steve Stones there. Oh, he's just lost it on the dirt, he's lost it on the sand. So that's pushed him down to 11th. Steve Stones 12th, Brian Moncani's 13th, and Duarte in 14th. So at the moment we do have Dan Cope still in 4th place at the moment, doing a stellar job. He's obviously got that VGT up into closer ranging. We do have Bruno Batica 5th at the moment, followed by Adam Morgan and Dean Atkinson. But I believe the battle for the lead is going to hot up any moment. It looks like to me that Chris Wheatley is going to be under threat from Lee Fitzy. Both Welsh lads are doing a stellar job. It looks like it'd be a Welsh all-round podium if anything happened during the race. But at the moment, Lee Fitzy trying to put a threat on Chris Wheatley. Going down the corkscrew, Bruno Batica, followed by Adam Morgan and Dean Atkinson. We have Nate Fletch 8th, Stu Shelton with that penalty there, under threat from Brian Ross at the moment. Brian Ross in that claret and blue Supra, so the 2 Supras are battling. Steve Stones at 11th, followed by Fast Portuguese and Brian Moncani at the moment, still trying to get them tyres up to optimum temperature, and obviously Duarte in 14th. We're going back to this battle at the moment. From what I'm seeing, Chris Wheatley is trying to eke out that advantage from Lee Fitzy at the moment. He's obviously trying to do it, but in the meantime, Lee Fitzy, as he tries to catch up to Chris Wheatley, he's got his cousin Craig Thomas behind him, and this is where the interchanging family battle could rage. It looks like at the moment Craig Thomas will have a bit of an idea. Bruno Batica now back up into 4th. What a stellar drive. He's obviously got past Dan Cope. Can we see if he got past him? No, we can't, sadly. But yes, Dan Cope under threat from Adam Morgan going up towards the corkscrew. Is Adam going to make the move, or is Dan Cope going to close that door in that VGT to 29? It looks like he's going to try and get Bruno Batica as well at the same time. Oh, it looks like he's almost tapped the quarter of... he's tapped the quarter of Adam Morgan as well, but Adam Morgan gets through. It's going to be very close. Dan Cope there runs a bit wide and a bit deep into the final turn. Dean Atkinson is also there, but it is looking likely though Dan Cope is going to have to try and push on very, very quickly to try and get back up to that position. Stu Shelton, Steve Stones now 10th, followed by Brian Ross, dropped back a bit. He's got Brian Moncani, he's got the other Brian behind him in 12th place in that NSX, and Fast Portuguese, and of course Brian Moncani. Oh, he's getting closer to Brian Ross there. Is he going to try to make a move? Is he going to do it? Yes, he has, but he's got sideways. He's got sideways, which has allowed Brian Ross back through. Oh, the NSX is twitching. Loosey-goosey, the NSX, as we like to call it there. Can we have a quick look at that replay? Yeah, he just gets a bit loose. But look at that, that was fantastic. But at the moment now, Fletcher is trying to chase down Stu Shelton. He's got to be careful, he's got Steve Stones behind him. Oh, Nate Fletcher's lost it out of the corkscrew, should I say. But it's looking likely Dean Atkinson's catching up to Adam Morgan at the moment. It's all kicking off here at round number 6 of the Jtcc Gr3, brought to you by PJ Parcels from Eldar Racing at Laguna Seca. But at the moment it is looking likely, just going back to this battle quickly between Craig Thomas and Lee Fitzy. But it's looking likely at the moment Chris Wheatley that leads the race, but Bruno Batica in 4th doing a stellar job. Dean Atkinson sadly with a 5/10 penalty, with none other than Dan Cope behind him. It is looking very close and personal. Brian Ross now has a bit of breathing space from Brian Moncani in that loosey-goosey NSX there. It looks like the NSX was pushing quite spectacular, but yes, it is still with 40. Oh no, Fletch gets it wrong again. Is he struggling? Has he struggled? It looks like to me what had happened here going into this turn. Did he just get it loose onto the sand? Yeah, he got it loose onto the sand, unfortunately, so that's pushed him down the rear. There is a yellow flag into the corkscrew. Dean Atkinson, what has happened to Dean? What has happened? Has he lost it in the corkscrew? It looked like he lost it in the corkscrew, so that's pushed him down into 14th. But going back for the race lead, Chris Wheatley now is under considerable threat from Lee Fitzy. This has actually been very close, as you'd like. I'll tell you this, it will be. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. So yes, guys, Chris Wheatley at the moment under threat from Lee Fitzy. I do apologise. It looks like there has been a bit of beef between Dan Cope and of course Dean Atkinson, but that will be reviewed in the steward's room as Lee Fitzy tries to take Chris Wheatley into the corkscrew. Sorry, got too excited. But yes, Chris Wheatley now drops into 2nd place. Whereas Craig Thomas now is trying to chase him down. Adam Morgan into 4th, Dan Cope into 5th at the moment with Stu Shelton and Steve Stones. I believe Bruno Batica sadly has dropped down to 8th. I don't know whether he's involved in that sort of moment or 2 laps, but the stewards will have a look into that. Brian Moncani getting that loosey-goosey NSX, got past Brian Ross. I do apologise for what we've seen, but Brian Ross 10th, Fast Portuguese now 11th, and Duarte in 12th, Nate Fletch in 13th, followed by Dean Atkinson in 14th. But at the moment, going back to 2nd, Craig Thomas just lightning gets past Chris Wheatley in that VGT, back down to 3rd place. At the moment, we've got 41, just under 41 minutes to go here at round number 6 of the PJ Parcels Jtcc Gr3, brought to you by Eldar Racing. So yes, it is very close. I believe there has been some quite interesting and enthralling racing. It kind of will be rapid racing once the pit stops do get underway. Dan Cope at the moment trying to hold off Stu Shelton, but at the same time Stu Shelton's got to be careful because that black and yellow VGT of Steve Stones will try and lynch him. Is he going to get it done before the end of the lap, or is he going to be closing and closing? It looks to me Bruno Batica in 8th place at the moment, Fast Portuguese and Duarte and Brian Ross. Oh, Brian's lost it. Oh, Brian's lost it. Oh no, bad luck. Oh, for the Claret and Blue Toyota Supra, which is now Dean Atkinson up into 13th, Nate Fletcher 12th, and Duarte into 11th, but Stu Shelton under threat from Steve Stones. Steve Stones has got past him now. Looking likely Dan Cope though is going to be the next victim for Steve Stones, because Dan Cope will try and escape, but it is looking likely with 39 minutes to go now. It looks like pit stops could be happening any time. There is a yellow flag. Lee Fitzy, what has happened to Lee Fitzy going out with the corkscrew? Oh, he's lost it. Oh, mate. Oh, that's unfortunate. That has given him Chris Wheatley's got a penalty. Where's he had that from? That's a bit of a shame. So Craig Thomas now leads the race. His cousin just gifted him the race, but hey ho, we still got a long way to go in this race. It will be very close. Adam Morgan 4th, Dan Cope, followed by Steve Stones. Steve Stones, can we go on board with the VGT? Yes, we'll go on bumper cam of the VGT going into the Andretti hairpin. Oh, it looks like Stu Shelton's also trying to join this battle, but at the moment going back to the trackside camera, just, you know, going to be very close. Steve Stones from the rear of the field, I believe. A stellar drive there. Stu Shelton at the moment trying to push on within that Supra, trying to get chased down by Bruno Botica. Bruno Botica, what has he had? Because he's come on so much form after winning the Mazda MX-5s. He actually gets the move on Stu Shelton going up towards the Val straight. It is looking likely. Dan Cope at the moment with 37.5 minutes to go in this race. It is going to be close. Dan Cope actually has now a 5/10 penalty for exceeding track limits. So yes, it's going to be very close indeed. Is he going to be on a mission? He runs a bit wide, but that is going to be a bit unfortunate. He takes his penalty now. He tucks in behind Steve Stones, but that has cost him a bit of ground. We'll see what's going on further up the road. Brian Ross 14th, sadly. Duarte at the moment in 13th, near Fletch in 12th, followed by Dean Atkinson now 11th. He's still probably fuming, but the stewards will deal with it. Fast Portuguese in 10th, followed by Brian Moncani, trying to chase down Stu Shelton and Bruno Botica at the moment. It looks like Dan Cope though at the moment will try and catch up to Steve Stones again. Adam Morgan in 4th, Lee Fitzy 3rd at the moment, followed by Chris Wheatley and Craig Thomas. That leads the race. We do have officially 36 minutes to go. It is going to be very close indeed, but we are looking at the moment that the battle between Bruno Botica and Stu Shelton is the closest battle that we do have to the moment. But then we also have Dan Cope and Steve Stones. So the VGT and the VGTs and NSX and Super battle still rage on. So we do have 35.5 minutes. Dan Cope nearly smashing into the back of Steve Stones going into the Andretti hairpin. But, you know, it looks like Dan Cope is still trying to push on. He's got a bit of tyre wear in that VGT. Now, whether that's hampering him a bit or is it just getting a bit fired up, only time will tell. Bruno Botica doing a stellar job. Fair play to him. Yet again, he's actually done really well. I was actually quite amazed when, you know, he was, you know, got voted both driver of the day with Brian Moncani at Kyoto. But yes, it is going to be very close. Anything happening up front? No, because Craig Thomas is leading the race at the moment. It is close as you like. Well, let's have a look what is happening at the moment. So we do have Dan Cope trying to chase down Steve Stones at the moment. Steve Stones actually jumps into pit lane just out of camera. So the pit stops are going to be starting now. So it looks like that Bruno Seeker will be up into 6th and Dan Cope is 5th. Looking at Craig Thomas here, it looks like he's about to lap Brian Ross. Yellow flag. Has Duarte had an issue? Yeah, he's just lost it going up the Valhall Street. So it looks like Brian Ross is obviously suffering. Brian Mongani in 14th. So it could be very interesting to see what will happen, because we do have quite some very close battles. Brian Ross, actually at the moment, 13th at the moment. He's not having a good evening by the looks of it. But we do have Stu Shelton overtaking Bruno Bitsika almost. Ooh. So we do have quite a bit of battles going on. So Adam Morgan actually jumps into pit lane. So his crew gets him. Oh, Bruno Bitsika. I thought he was going to wipe out Dan Cope as well as at the same time, but it is looking likely though. Dan Cope up into 4th. Stu Shelton and Bruno Bitsika are going side by side. Are they going to make it 3 wide into the Andretti hairpin? No, they're not. It's getting a bit close and fraught. Dan Cope up into 4th at the moment. But it's looking likely there was a lot of things ongoing. So we do have Bruno Bitsika in 5th, followed by Dan Cope in 4th. Considerably under threat from Bruno Bitsika. Oh, he got a bit sideways. Bruno gets a bit of a tap, but he still manages to get through into 4th. Lee Fitzy and Chris Wheatley, followed by Craig Thomas. At the moment it looks like, Dan Cope though. Oh, what is going on now? Because that was a bit unfortunate. Was that Dan Cope's fault, or was it just running deep into the corkscrew? Let's have a look from the replay. It does look like Dan Cope there though. I don't know whether he had a bit of a moment, but it looks like Dan Cope now has jumped into pit lane. So there was a couple of guys that are probably going to go another lap longer. Bruno Bitsika in 5th, Dean Atkinson now into 6th, and Adam Morgan with hopefully I just whacked my headset onto my head, but yeah, Adam Morgan 7th, Dave Fletch in 8th, followed by Fast Portuguese just coming through the final turn. Dan Cope will be coming out of pit lane very shortly. Steve Stones in 10th. Brian Ross at the moment sadly having a bit of a sad evening for the series host. Duarte 13th, and sadly Brian Moncani 14th. But it looks to me Craig Thomas, Lee Fitzy have jumped into pit lane. Oh, that's going to be very interesting, because that now gives Chris Wheatley the lead of the race. So it will be very interesting. So let's have a look at what will happen. Bruno Bitsika gets it a bit sideways going out of the final turn, but that will probably, that still pushed him second. Yes, it has, because the rest are still coming out of pit lane. They Fletch fourth, but that won't make him fourth because the other guys are now actually currently going to be jumping out of pit lane. So Craig Thomas into third, which is allowed, and they Fletch into sixth. Dan Cope coming out the final turn now with Flash Portuguese and Steve Stones. Steve Stones actually doing a stellar job trying to chase down Flash Portuguese. Stu Shelton and not Dan Cope, I do apologise. It was Dean Atkinson coming out of pit lane. So Chris Wheatley jumps into pit lane to take his first compulsory pit stop of the evening. Bruno Batica at the moment doing a stellar job. He will probably pit this time round, but we will see what has happened with Duarte. Always lost it into out of the turn. Always, yeah, he's not having a good evening by the looks of it. But Brian Ross in 12th at the moment. Dean Atkinson in that Lexus still having a bit of a nightmare. Nate Fletch in 6th in pit lane at the moment. But looking at what's going on though, Chris Wheatley's pit stop, funny enough, brought him out in first place still. So that is going to be very close. Bruno Batica still in second place, followed by Craig Thomas at the moment. Lee Fitzy fourth, followed by Adam Morgan in fifth. Stu Shelton sixth, followed by Dan Cope and Steve Stones. Dean Atkinson in ninth, followed by Brian Ross now 10th. Unfortunately still a lap down though, which is a bit unfortunate. For no reason, actually correction, he's not. I don't know whether he's still up, down or not, because it's very hard to tell with the graphic. Bruno Batica now drops into pit lane. So Nate Fletch in 10th, Brian Ross now in 11th. Fast Portuguese starting lap number 16. He's coming out pit lane. And of course, Duarte and Brian Moncani sadly not having a good evening. That's all these guys at the moment. Chris Wheatley still in first place. Craig Thomas chasing him down. Lee Fitzy third. Adam Morgan fourth, followed by Stu Shelton and Dan Cope. At the moment it is looking likely there could be some very interchanging strategies in the next couple of laps, but we do have quite a few and probably a while off yet. We have 26.5 minutes, well just under 26.5 minutes to go now. But it looks like Steve Stones at the moment is held up by Duarte, which won't allow him to get up to Dan Cope at the moment. But what is happening? It's looking likely Chris Wheatley though. What is he's coming in pits again? Has he had a problem or is it just it's very interesting. Let's give Craig Thomas the lead. It's very interesting to see exactly what happens. Lee Fitzy in second now. Could be at 36 litres of fuel. Adam Morgan now third. And then Chris Wheatley. Oh, is he flat spotted a tyre? Bruno Batica under threat from Stu Shelton at the moment, so this is going to be very close. Stu on the inside of the final turn. Bruno Batica also there. Oh, that's close. So we've got 20 coming up to 25 minutes. Steve Stones in 6th. No, he's not, because Bruno Batica is 6th, because Chris Wheatley has just come out in 4th place. That's going to be very close. We've got 25 minutes to go, guys. This could be very hotting up, and it could be very close. It could be probably enthralling, maybe ecstatic, but we will see what goes on. Looking at the battle at the moment, not really much of a battle for Craig Thomas though. Craig Thomas doing a stellar job trying to take win number 4 at the moment. He's looking likely he could be doing it with 24.5 minutes to go. We do have quite a bit of a battle between Stu Shelton and of course Bruno Batica. At the moment this could be close as you like. Bruno Batica fires it into the corkscrew, almost onto Stu Shelton's rear bumper there. He's going to be doing a fantastic job. I can't believe what I'm seeing here from Bruno Batica. Yet again, this has been fantastic from the NSX driver. It could be very interesting to see what he can do with just under 24 minutes to go. It looks like at the moment though, Bruno Batica will chase down Stu. There has been a spin at the final corner. It looks like Dan Cope though. Dan Cope at the moment though. What is happening with Dan Cope this evening? Let's see what he does. Does he just get it? Just gets it loose on the curb but controls it. But Bruno Batica always getting a bit loose. Just like Brian Moncani did a few laps ago, but it's going to be very close and probably personal to see exactly what happens. Steve Stone's 7th, Dan Cope in 8th with his closest nemesis, Dean Atkinson, trying to close the gap up to him. It's coming down a bit, but it looks like Dan will try and hold off that position. We do have Nate Fletch. There's a yellow flag though going up to the corkscrew, going out. I do apologise, that's not up to the corkscrew. That's running up towards the corkscrew. Brian Ross 11th and Fast Portuguese 12th. Brian Moncani now actually 13th. So we have lost a driver somewhere along the line. So just looking at Bruno Batica, he's still got Stu Shelton in his sights. But Steve Stones will not give up trying to chase them down either. Who have we lost then? Bruno Batica at the moment with 22 minutes to go. He's going to try and make a move into the Andretti hairpin. Stu Shelton closes the door though. It looks to me we have lost Duarte, which is a bit unfortunate for these guys. We do have Craig Thomas leading the race with 22 minutes to go. But we do have Stu Shelton and Bruno Batica, the Toyota versus NSX battle. This could be very close. This could be probably very intriguing. It does look like at the moment Stu Shelton will probably pit this lap because he is slowly running out of fuel with 21.5 minutes to go. It will be close as you like, but Adam Morgan jumps into pit lane, so that will push him down a bit as well. But Stu Shelton at the moment trying to hold off Bruno Batica. Bruno Batica in that NSX. Let's have a look what the Portuguese driver can do. Stu Shelton is actually staying up for another lap. That is brave. That is brave because he's almost out of fuel there. But it is looking likely at the moment. Chris Wheatley in 3rd place. Craig Thomas putting a lap on there. Brian Ross there with just under 21 minutes to go. It is looking likely Brian Ross at the moment is struggling this evening. We do have 20.5 minutes to go though. Lee Fitzy in 2nd, followed by Chris Wheatley, Stu Shelton and Bruno Batica. They're still at this battle. Stu has got minimal fuel in that tank. It looks like to me at the moment though, from what I am seeing, that Stu Shelton is going to be under threat from Bruno Batica. Bruno Batica doing a stellar job. It could be very close as you like. Quite an enthralling battle on our hands. Bruno Bottica at the moment trying to chase down that Supra, trying to be wary of that VGT behind him. Dan Cope now 7th, Dean Atkinson in 8th, Adam Morgan in 9th, followed by Nathan Fletcher 10th, and of course Brian Ross 11th, Fast Portuguese 12th, and Brian Moncani in 13th. But it looks like that Bruno Bottica will go up for another lap. So it looks like Stuart and Dan Cope have decided now's the moment to jump into pit lane. So that will be very interesting when they jump out of pit lane. We do have 19 minutes to go. It is going to be close as you like this evening, guys. We do have 2 rounds after this evening to go. But Bruno Bottica at the moment in 4th, followed by Chris Wheatley in 3rd at the moment. It is looking likely that the Supras and the VGTs are kind of looking very dominant at the moment. Craig Thomas leading the race at the moment. He's looking likely he's going to try and get another victory under his belt. We do have Dan Cope coming out of pit lane at the moment. He's now in 10th, which Brian Ross, I believe Brian Ross, considering being on the same lap, would probably push up to Dan Cope. Dan Cope flashes the lights, but it looks like Brian Ross at the moment, is he going to get the move done, or is he, I don't know whether he's a lap down or not. It's hard to tell, but Fast Portuguese and Brian Moncani, sadly at the moment with 18 minutes to go, are struggling at the moment, but it is looking likely. We do have quite some spectacular stuff, but it is looking likely Dan Cope there is still pushing on Brian Ross with that penalty. Sadly at the moment, Nathan Fletch jumps into pit lane with 17.5 minutes remaining here at round number 6 of the PJ Parcels. Brian Ross now actually jumps into pit lane, so now's the time to do it. Lee Fitzy jumps into pit lane, Dan Cope in 9th, and Lee Fitzy, as I say, is in pit lane. So that's going to be very interesting, because where's that going to put Chris Wheatley? Is that going to push him back up into 2nd? It will. Will indeed, because looking at what we've got here, that Lee Fitzy in pit lane, still changing tyres, the crew go to work, but it looks like that Bruno Bottica will be pushing to try and get on the podium at least this evening. But it's going to be very close. Dean Atkinson also jumps into pit lane in that Lexus RCF. So we have got quite a few cars that are suffering at the moment. Brian Ross in 12th place at the moment. Brian Moncani 13th. But looking at what I'm seeing on the graphic at the moment though, Craig Thomas eking out that advantage from Chris Wheatley, followed by Bruno Bottica with 16 minutes to go in this race here at Laguna Seca. It is going to be probably close as you like. Lee Fitzy in 4th, Adam Morgan 5th, Stu Shelton, Dan Cope though sadly in 7th for the moment. Dean Atkinson will want to try and now chase down that VGT after a bit of a, I believe there was a bit of a issue between the two of them, but as we say, the stewards will deal with that. Fast Portuguese 11th, and then Brian Ross 12th at the moment. Brian Moncani just coming out of pit lane with 15.5 minutes to go. Craig Thomas at the moment, he's doing a stellar job, don't get me wrong. Bruno Bottica 3rd at the moment, Chris Wheatley in 2nd, Lee Fitzy 4th, but there's not really many battles now. Dan Cope getting them tyres of that VGT a bit crossed there. He's probably trying to push a bit hard because he knows Dean Atkinson is going to try and lynch him if he's not careful, but it is looking likely at the moment, looking at Dean Atkinson's Lexus, What is he going to do? The yellow flag. Who is that? Stu Shelton. Or Steve Stones rather, I do apologise. Up, down in ninth now, he spun out of the corkscrew. But going on board with Dean Atkinson going on bonnet camp with this Lexus RCF with 14.5 minutes. Is he going to catch Dan Cope come the latter part of this lap? He's got to get up towards Andretti. Hairpin Dan Cope there. Looking likely there's going to be a bit of a battle now for 7th. Chris Wheatley jumps into pit lane, so it'll probably be very interesting to see where he rejoins, because his pit stops have been absolutely spot on. But at the moment we are looking at this battle between Dean Atkinson and of course Dan Cope. Dan Cope goes for, well, Dean Atkinson goes for 7th place, which he does. Dan Cope there also trying to get onto the back of him. This could be very interesting. Hopefully it does not end in tears. So Bruno Batica already up into 2nd. He's actually on course for probably quite a stellar drive this evening. But we do have Dean Atkinson 7th at the moment. He's pushing now. He's pushing away from Dan Cope, but is that going to be enough for him? Chris Wheatley actually rejoins in 3rd place, but he's got Lee Fitzy behind him. Oh, this could be close. This could be close, guys. The two Welsh lads actually having a stellar battle. They're going to... Chris Wheatley on cold tyres there. On absolutely stone cold tyres. Lee Fitzy with fresher. But this could be very close between these two. It is looking likely at the moment that Chris Wheatley will try and get that Supra away from him as best as he can, but looking at what I see here, that is going to be close and personal. It does look like that Dan Cope though is trying to get up to Dean Atkinson, but Dean Atkinson does have the length of that Lexus, like he's galloping like a horse, as Dan Cope actually does that onto the curb. So Chris Wheatley, oh, he's jumped into pit lane because he didn't top up his fuel. Oh, that's going to cost him even more ground. Bruno Batica now jumps into, sadly, pit lane, but he's on course for a good result this evening. Bear in mind, nothing happens to him. Dean Atkinson at the moment in 7th. Just looking back to what's happening, we do have Steve Stone's 9th. So it does look like we do have Craig Thomas will come into pit lane, which will probably gift his cousin, or will it gift his cousin? That's what I'm yet to find out. Adam Morgan 3rd at the moment, Stu Shelton in 4th, Dean Atkinson now 6th, followed by Dan Cope in 7th. But looking at what I'm about to see here, Craig Thomas is going to be probably on course. They're just topping up the fuel. Where is Lee Fitzy though? Coming out with a corkscrew. He is probably going to have to push. This is going to be close. This is going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. This could be very close. Brian Ross, unfortunately, having a bit of a nightmare evening. Craig Thomas comes out of pit lane as Lee Fitzy goes through the final turn. Oh my days. This is going to be close as you like. Bruno Batica trying to chase down Stu Shelton at the moment. Chris Wheatley in 6th. And Dean Atkinson now has got rid of that VGT of Dan Cope. Steve Stones in 9th. Nate Fletcher 10th. Brian Ross 11th. Fast Portuguese in 12th, and Brian Moncani sadly in 13th at the moment. Craig Thomas though, we have 10.5 minutes to go. He probably will have it closer than you like, but let's see exactly what is happening. So we do have Craig Thomas launching his Supra, trying to get another race win in the JTC GR3s. So it is going to be close and probably personal to see exactly what is going to happen for the rest of the race. We do have just under 10 minutes. We do have Adam Morgan 4th, so it is an all-world podium at the moment. Bear in mind, certain drivers don't make mistakes. Bruno Batica, 5th fastest at the moment. He's doing a stellar job, but it's looking likely Dean Atkinson now has got rid of Dan Cope in 8th place at the moment. So we do have 9 minutes to go, or thereabouts. It's probably going to be. Oh, Steve Stones has lost it going up the Val Straight. That's going to cost him because Nate Fletcher is going to be there. Oh, Steve Stones lights up the VGT tyres. That's not going to do his credentials any decent enough. Which now, with 9 minutes to go, Brian Ross in 11th, Fast Portuguese 12th, and Brian Moncani sadly at the moment not doing fantastically. And that NSX, that's a bit of a shame because, you know, I thought he was going to do really well here this evening. It looks like Lee Fitzy, Craig's cousin, is trying to bring that gap down. Adam Morgan trying to do the same, but we've got 8.5 minutes to go. Stu Shelton, though, funny enough, up into 4th. Bruno Batica, don't get me wrong, what a stellar drive from this guy. At the moment, he is 5th fastest. We do have quite a close and enthralling battle. Dan Cope, though, 7th. Chris Wheatley, after stopping for fuel, in 8th. Adam Morgan's jumped into pit lane, so I think he's trying to actually push on. Whether he's going to push on with 8 minutes to go, that's probably going to be close as you like. So that's going to push Stu obviously into 3rd place at the moment, and Bruno up into 4th. And then obviously you have got Dean Atkinson in 5th place. So yeah, it's going to be close towards the end. So it can be close as you like. So yes, it is going to be probably closer than we think. Is Craig Thomas going to take win number 4 of the season? Let us know in the comments, guys. I'm interested, and thank you Mr. and Mrs. Games for your kind comments regarding the commentary, so thank you very much. It means a absolute lot. Lee Fitzy, though, Craig's cousin at the moment, pushing on for 2nd place at the moment. We do have 7 minutes remaining. Stu Shelton in 3rd, Bruno Batica. Looking at what Bruno is going to be doing at the moment, he's going to be trying to push. Is he going to try and push for a podium, or is he going to just settle for 4th? We'll soon find out. Adam Morgan in 5th with 6.5 minutes to go. So it looks like the Supras are doing a stellar job at the moment. Dean Atkinson, though, looking at Dean after having a bit of a moment with Dan Cope earlier on in the race, which we didn't actually see what happened, but it looked like there was a bit of contact from what we've kind of heard. At the moment, we do have Dan Cope in 7th, then Chris Wheatley in 8th, followed by No Fletch now 9th, and Brian Ross in 10th, Fast Portuguese 11th, and Brian Moncani in 12th. Someone else has dropped out, which is a bit unfortunate. It's kind of a bit unfortunate for these guys. We've gone up to 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes to go. We'll try and find out who isn't here. I believe Lee Fitzy 2nd, Stu Shelton in 3rd, Bruno Batica 4th. Adam Morgan's lost it going up the Val Straight. Let's have a look what he did. Did he just get it loose onto the... Oh, he hopped the curb and then he just clipped the sand, and then he went from one end to the other. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. So it looks like Adam Morgan now will have to limp back to the pit lane. Chris Wheatley in 8th. Nate Fletch in 9th, followed by Brian Ross 10th, doing a stellar job though, to get back up into 10th with just under 5 minutes to go. Fast Portuguese in 11th, and Brian Moncani in 12th. So we have had lost. Oh, it's Dean Atkinson, is it, that we've lost? No, it isn't. No, Dean's still there in 5th. I do apologise, guys. I'm trying to figure out who we've lost. But never mind, we do have 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. But yes, it is going to be very exciting to see whether Craig Thomas will take out another victory. This will be his 4th victory of the season, and it will probably eke his championship points even further with 4 minutes to go. This is going to be the final 4 that will probably push on for quite some time. Looks like Lee Fitzy though slowly but surely pushing for that second place. At the moment it looks like that he's going to be finishing second to his cousin Stu Shelton in 3rd, Bruno Batica in 4th, Dean Atkinson in 5th, followed by Dan Cope in 6th. Adam Morgan after that spin up the rail straight 7th, Chris Wheatley in 8th, followed by Nate Fletch in 9th, followed by Brian Ross 10th, Fast Portuguese in 11th, sadly a couple of laps down now, and Brian Moncani in 12th. I believe though, oh, it's going to be very hard, but going back, as we've got 3 minutes to go, this is going to be very close. As you like Craig Thomas though, just going back to him, since there's not many battles at the moment, which is kind of difficult to focus on because Brian Ross's spun going out of the penultimate turn. What's happened to Brian? Could we catch it before the replay runs out? Yeah, it just got a bit loose onto the sand and it just fired him into the wall. That's a bit unfortunate for Brian. We've got 2.5 minutes to go though, so it is going to be close as you like. There's yellow flag into the final turn. I don't know whether that is just because Brian is on the edge of the circuit, just moving over for these guys. Bruno Batica, what an absolute stellar drive. Where is he going to end up? Is he going to end up? Oh, is he going to end up 3rd? Because Stu Shelton. Oh, Stu's almost running out of fuel yet again. Oh, this could be very close. Bruno Batica, with 2 minutes to go, he could get 3rd into the last lap. It could be very close. It could be. It's all about managing the fuel. It's about managing your tyres. Craig Thomas though here, probably about to start the final lap of the race here at Laguna Seca. This is round number 6 out of 8. This could be very close. Craig Thomas may be on course to start the final lap of the race and get a 4th win of the season. Bruno Batica is up into 3rd. What a stellar drive from the Portuguese guy. He's already got into 3rd by the time we got to the replay. But yes guys, it is looking likely we are going to be on course for an absolute fantastic end to the race. I tell you this guys, it is going to be very close, but yes, it is going to look very interesting to see exactly what will happen going into the latter part of this race. It does look like though Craig Thomas though this could be the last lap. He may cross the line before he even gets there, but we will see. He's got 33 seconds to go, but provided I don't put the commentator's curse on him, and yes, it is going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. We do have exactly 20 seconds, so it looks like, providing Craig doesn't, he's going to have to nurse the car. It's going to be on fumes going across the line. So he is going to start another lap. So he just gets across the line. He will probably be the only one that actually has the track to himself. Lee Fitzy will come and finish second though. And what about this? Bruno Batica. What have I seen from the Portuguese driver this evening? I tell you what, he has actually excelled in this race this evening. What a fantastic third place. This has been very close and probably very personal, but he will take third place and he will be ecstatic with that. Stu Shelton 4th, followed by Dean Atkinson 5th. And yes, thank you Mr. and Mrs. Games for the subscribe. It means a lot to everyone at Eldar Sim Racing. Dean Atkinson in 5th after having a bit of a moment with Dan Cope. Dan Cope in 6th, followed by Adam Morgan, followed by Chris Wheatley. Sadly not up onto the podium today, but you know, he will push on if he hadn't mistimed his fueling. Nate Fletch in 9th, and Brian Moncani and Brian Ross and Fast Portuguese will come through. But Craig Thomas coming through on his own, almost out of fuel, to take a 4th win of the season. It looks like he's just going to be coasting because he's out of fuel. Bless him, he's actually done really well this evening. Thank you so much guys for, and it looks like we lost Steve Stones. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate as well. But Craig Thomas takes an absolute astounding victory. He takes a 4th victory of the season and started off in pole position as well. And I'll tell you what guys, what an absolute stellar race. I cannot believe what I have seen. And I'll tell you this guys, it is an absolute pleasure every Monday to be commentating on the Eldar Sim Gr3s. It does look like though we did lose Steve Stones from the results as well. So I will quickly go through the race results if I can before we sign off for the evening. So Craig Thomas takes a 4th victory of the season. That will now take his title challenge probably more in reach to get one hand on the trophy. Bear in mind Lee Fitzy doesn't have a nightmare drive at Alsace next time out. Bruno Batica, my driver of the day again, yet again, I do apologise, but Bruno Batica takes 3rd place, and he's actually my driver of the day for doing a stellar job. Stu Shelton 4th, Dean Atkinson 5th, Dan Cope 6th, Adam Morgan 7th after having a bit of a nightmare. Chris Wheatley, refuelling nightmare, unfortunately finished 8th. Nate Fletch 9th, Brian Ross in 10th, Fast Portuguese 11th, and Brian Moncani 12th, followed by Steve Stones and Duarte. That not finished. Lee Fitzy actually gets the fastest lap on lap number 5. No one actually smashed the laps after that with a 121.8. And I'll tell you what guys, thank you so much. What an absolute stellar race of an evening. But I cannot believe exactly what has happened. So yes guys, until next week, because we've just been booted out of the room. But never mind, until next week guys, when we go to Alsace, it will be very interesting and we will see you guys then. Be sure to check us out next Monday, and also on Friday we have the big one. We have the GT Supercars, we have the World Touring Supercars, and also the Toyota Yaris GR3s. And it should be a very interesting and exciting season on Friday evenings. So without further ado guys, I've been Hoppers and it's the one and only, and I'll see you guys at Alsace, but I will also see you Friday for the World Supercars as well. So have a good week guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Ta-ra.